My name is Tom Stroup, and on Find the Right Road today, I'm going to break down what the cost of ownership looks like on my 2015 BMW 435i xDrive, so stick around. So as we dive into the cost of ownership of this BMW, we should probably begin with some of the routine maintenance that's required. Oil changes, for example. Now, my wife and I have owned this vehicle for 2.5 years. We've put 30,000 miles on it, and like most modern automobiles, it has a computer system that will notify you when it's time to change the oil. And we've found that interval runs about every 10,000 miles. We have the dealership do it, and they charge $110. Along with oil changes, BMW also recommends a number of service intervals where other items need to be done. One of which, for example, is their brake service. So they recommend replacing your brake fluid every 2 years. The brake fluid on this vehicle, master cylinder, is located under this panel here. We had it done at the dealership. The dealership charges $185 for that service. The other item, as we're here under the hood, that I wanted to point out is they also recommend every 2 years to replace the intake silencer and filter element. Well, essentially what BMW parlance is saying is they want you to change the engine air filter. And so that is recommended to be done every 2 years, and that cost from the dealership runs $120. As we move around to the inside of the car, one of the items that BMW recommends to be replaced every 20,000 miles is the microfilter, otherwise known as a cabin filter. That filter is located on the passenger side of the vehicle. It's actually, if you go underneath the glove box, there's a removable panel here where that filter slides out and slides back in. The dealership charges $90 for that service. As I move around to the side of the vehicle, we should discuss tires. This particular 435i xDrive has the 18-inch rims. They are running on an all-season run-flat tire from Pirelli called the Cinturato P7s. Unfortunately for my wife and I, we've had to replace 4 of these, not because the tread had worn out, but because we live in Michigan, where the potholes make you feel like you're driving on the surface of the moon. Anyways, we had the dealership install the 4 tires, and to put 4 tires on this vehicle runs about $1,000 from the dealership. My wife and I have been fortunate in the 2.5 years and 30,000 miles we've put on our car. We have not had to do a brake job yet. The sensors in the vehicle have not indicated that the brake wear has reached the point where a service is required. Now, because of that, I can't give you an exact price of what the dealership might charge for that service, but doing a little reading in some of the BMW forums, it could run you as much as $1,500. Now, obviously, brakes is something that you may decide you want to do yourself. A quick look online, I found you can get rotors for about $100 a piece. So 4 of those would be $400. Pads front and back, probably another $100. You're at $500. $100 to replace all the sensors all the way around. You're at $600 in parts, plus the cost of labor. So that'll give you an idea what a brake job would cost on this 2015 BMW 435i xDrive. One of the things you should consider when buying a BMW 435i is the turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine that makes 300 horsepower does require premium unleaded fuel. When I open the fuel filler door, you will notice there is a label on the inside that indicates a minimum of 91 octane is required for this vehicle. So keep that in mind. Now, as I move inside the vehicle, I've brought up BMW's iDrive system. And as we scroll down the menu, you will see there is an item that says Vehicle Info. And when we click on that, I can check on the vehicle status. And when you bring up vehicle status, you can check things like your tire pressure monitors. You can check if your engine oil level is correct. But you can also go down here to Service Required. And when you click on that, it comes up and reports front and rear brake pads are fine. Brake fluid service is not required. Engine oil service at this time is not required. And a complete vehicle check is done and says everything is operating as normal. One additional expense of this vehicle that we didn't anticipate, and this really isn't part of a traditional cost of ownership of the vehicle, would be that Michigan potholes claimed 2 of the rims on this car. And so the driver's front rim was damaged on the inside of the rim, and the passenger front rim was damaged here on the outside of the rim. And instead of replacing the rim, I chose to take the vehicle over to the BMW dealership. I had the 2 tires removed from these rims. I took the rims to a local company in Livonia, Michigan called Weldcraft Wheels. I'll put a link in the description below in case you're interested. And they specialize in repairing rims. They heat it up and they form it back to the way it should be. And so when I got the rim back from them, they had cautioned me that it was going to damage the surface, and so it would no longer match the paint, so to speak, of the rest of the rim. And then, of course, we had new tires put on, and so that's how we handled the 2 rims that got damaged thanks to Michigan potholes. And that gives you an overview of the cost of ownership of a 2015 BMW 435i xDrive. My name is Tom Stroup. This has been Find the Right Road. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel. You also might be interested in checking out 2 of the other videos we've done regarding this car. One was the 7 things we love about this vehicle. You can find that video here. And you may want to see the 7 things we hate about this vehicle, and you'll find that video here. Thanks again for joining me. This has been Find the Right Road. Have a great day.